The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Come along with our party of heroes as we continue in our Dungeons & Dragons adventure, Curse of Strahd. Calvin continues to spread the word of Pelor as Tielen and Noctra tag along on the way to the church. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to The Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com, on iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, Stitcher Radio, Google, Bing, all over the place. You can find us all over the place online.
All in your face.
We're going to say hi, starting with
Hi,
all
everyone.
in your face.
All in your face. This
Mickie.
is Mickie. I play Noctra, the human paladin vengeance queen.
Wow.
I'm just going to add a name every time.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Hey, this is Kurt. I am playing Tielen. He is a half-elf sorcerer who is haunted and has a haunted background and has become a monster hunter as his way of dealing with it.
And I am Joe. I am playing Calvin, the human cleric of Pelor. And I think that's it. We're going to go last two. But not
JJ
least.
here. I'll be playing the DM, and I am all up in your ear holes.
All
Ooh.
up in the ear orifices.
And JJ has agreed to give us another
Another
recap.
rundown. So last episode, as we left the Blood of the Vine in the morning, we, on our way to our approach to the church, decided to investigate a abandoned house, and upon
Yeah.
doing so, discovered that it was full of zombies. And
And the flames of Pelor helped bring them to their demise.
it did that, and some hack and slash, some
And the flames of
slicing
Pelor.
and dicing, some firebolts, and some crossbolts.
Chromatic orb.
Orb with the crit. That was pretty cool. But with that threat dispatched, they're going to continue their way to the church. Not much story-wise.
Got to get to the church
yeah, I
on
was like,
time.
is that all we did?
That was all you did. You fought zombies.
Yeah, that was a whole episode. There were a lot of zombies.
There were a lot of zombies.
It was.
Well, first we talked to the brother and
Yeah, you
the
talked
ladies.
we
we
talked
did
to
talk.
the ladies.
Okay.
And
so
you
we
had
did
a
talk to
glass
the
of
brother-
mediocre wine.
and the
did.
ladies
Did.
before. Okay.
All right. And so we head north. It was, I guess, northwest in the
slightly
town.
northwest of the
In
town.
the village. It's Village of
Village
Barovia.
Barovia.
And we approach the church. Is there some more immature porn referenced narrative text
I don't know.
along with the church?
Atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, is worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and a flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load.
That was pretty normal, actually. Come, let us approach the church and find this failed priest.
The heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire.
Scarred by fire.
Yeah.
Claw
Yeah.
marks look like the wolf marks we've seen before.
Yep.
Yeah. What kind of... I don't know. What would I know about fire scorching doors? Does it look like magic? Is there any difference between a magically scorched or...
This is more of a tone setting thing than anything. It's just soot that's been there for,
Okay. So where it said it's weathered attacks, this is an attack it's weathered.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a recent thing that we need to investigate. Okay. I will do my usual and knock on the door.
The door swings
Thunk,
open.
thunk.
The door is open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor.
I quickly tap my shield to allow the light of Pelor to precede me into the church and say, "By Pelor, what is that noise, man?"
The priest stops uttering his prayer.
And I'm strolling right in. I don't
Yeah,
know
just
if you guys
strolling
are following
just
me.
like
but
on your own place, really.
Exactly, because I will. Or
Exactly.
do, or something. What? Church.
The Donovich, when he turns to speak to you, his voice is weak and thready, as if he's been praying nonstop for weeks and
I
months
know what that's
on
like.
end.
Preach it, brother.
And he's got kind of a glazed look to his eyes, like he's not all there anymore.
Okay.
And he goes, "Parishioners, how can I help you?"
Donovan.
Donovich.
Donovichovin. That could be a fun name to put on a name tag. Donovich, we are here to find out why you will not help bury the burgomaster.
Oh,
And this place is a freaking mess, by Pelor.
And he looks around like he's seeing it for the first time, and he's like, "Yeah. Help is hard to find these days."
And what was that screaming sound?
And what screaming sound?
A couple of seconds ago, you didn't hear it?
No.
There was a shriek from below. Do you have a basement downstairs?
No.
I think you may be a little out of your element here, brother.
And from below you hear, "Father! Father, I'm hungry! Feed me!"
What is that? Did you hear that?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Someone, your child is calling to you, asking you to feed him.
I know not what you speak. My child has died.
And what's in the basement, Father?
I know not.
Well, you go about your business. Tell us where we can find the passage to your basement.
Wait. So this place is like strewn. It looks, and we saw claw marks outside.
Wrecked him.
It's nearly killed him.
Yeah.
Can I see your neck?
Oh, yeah. And he's not wearing anything like up over his collar. His neck is free.
So, are there any vampire barks?
No.
Barks?
Barks?
I like vampires bark.
Vampire marks?
Okay.
Are there any vampire marks?
No teeth marks.
No teeth marks?
Nope.
So why
And he says, he volunteered because you asked about his son. He goes, "No, Duru was slain when that wizard told him he needed help with killing the vampire Strahd.
What wizard?
About a year ago, another one of you, there's a bit of anger comes out of that, came here seeking his fortune to kill Strahd. Like all the others, he failed.
Well, we were asked
And he
here
took my
to
son
fight the
with him.
great evil, if that's what you mean.
Strahd is a great evil, I will agree.
So, tell us again why you won't bury the Virgin Master?
It's not that I want to bury him.
But
There is no but. They have not brought him to me.
okay.
They said you would not bury him. That you were, well, off your rocker. And you scribbled notes in the middle of a conversation.
Exactly.
All the more reason that he's off his rocker.
Yeah.
While this conversation is happening, Tielen is kind of looking around the room, trying to see if he can see an entrance or a staircase or anything that might lead to the basement.
All right, you're going to use perception?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
16 plus 2, 18. Is that right?
Yeah. You do find in you're kind of looking around, and the door to the right, as you immediately, the room right to your right, as immediately as you enter the chapel, there is a trap door half buried under some rubble.
Okay.
Interesting.
I might just kind of tap my staff on the ground a few times to get Calvin's attention. Subtly.
Okay.
Subtly tap my staff on the
Subtly.
ground.
I would also like to do whatever predetermined thing we have, a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Noctra to do your half-eyed what's evil here thing. Sense horribleness.
And I sense horribleness. So
Was that divine sense?
divine sense.
Yeah.
So she sees your signal and
Yeah.
goes and nods. Concentrates really hard, rubs her eyes because it feels amazing.
And in the meantime, I will make sure that Donovich stays not paying attention to those two, if at all possible. Keep his attention, babble on about the Book of Brilliance, and if he would just reread the Scrolls of the Sun, perhaps he can refine
the Book of
his
Brilliance.
way.
I mean, I have a book here, and he is labeled "The Hymns of the Dawn."
Well, that's great. Let me see that book.
And he offers it to you, and you do sense undead in the basement.
So Noctra she senses undead in the basement, and has she noticed that Tielen, I will get it eventually, has been trying to get everyone's attention.
Well, he started with Calvin, but he's over there.
Yeah.
And I have Donovich distracted, so you guys could probably even have a conversation.
Hey Tielen, there's undead. So she would walk over to you and say, "Hey Tielen, there's undead in this building." And it's not the priest.
Didn't sound like a zombie.
Zombies don't shout for their dead to feed them.
Exactly.
Oh.
We have work to do.
Yeah. I'm going to let you keep chatting and open the door and try to look down. I can't. I don't have light, however, so short of lighting a torch, I don't know whether it'll be light enough to see.
Well, as a half elf, you do have some low light vision.
You have darkness.
You're totally right. Totally right. That's correct.
Now, is in the configuration of the church, the chapel, where Tielen found the door, am I able to kind of maneuver Donovich to where Tielen can do this unseen?
Yeah, because the door, the room I'm talking about, is down here in the bottom right.
Okay. So the southeast most part of the church.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So in that case, I will keep him maybe towards the northeast part.
Yeah,
so
you
there
look
are
at
two
the
walls
altar
in
because it's
between.
really the only thing that's clean.
Yeah, and I'll be sharing preaching stories with him while Tielen goes and takes a look.
Okay. Can I get the
Noctra
door open, or
stands
do I
watch.
need to strength check or anything?
Yeah, the door is wedged pretty hardcore.
Enough to stop a vampire.
Well, I was going to say, if that's actually the case, I'd give it a gentle tug, and then I would look at Noctra and raise an eyebrow, since she might be a little stronger than I.
Again?
We can hope. She's a door busting.
So the door actually has a padlock on it, and the wood is swollen and stuck in the frame. So you must break the padlock first, then...
So she would draw her sword, pummel, and try to break the padlock.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
While she does that, she goes, she's pulling her sword. She has to, get in her stance. And she goes, there was a prison break I saw. And I saw this dwarf climbing a fence. Then he jumped down, but he turned around and looked at me, and I thought, that's a little condescending.
Pelor, bless you, child.
It's 18.
Okay. You snap the lock with your pommel of your sword. Go ahead and try to pull the door open now. And the moaning and groaning from underneath stops.
Dun, dun, dun.
It stops?
It stops. Silence is now in the basement.
It's feeding time.
Hey, Calvin.
Yes.
We might need Pelor's light over here.
Give me just a moment. I'm taking care of Donovich here.
Pelor.
Yes.
Calvin, we need Pelor's light.
Are there stairs?
Well, no, we haven't
She
actually
hasn't
opened the door yet.
She broke the lock.
I
off.
broke the lock and it stopped moaning.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, we need Calvin.
Donovich, you seem to have a problem with vermin or something in your basement. We'll go take care of it. You sit
No,
here and relax.
no, don't go down there.
No, perhaps we'll let it up here and we can kill the rats.
No,
up
don't let
here.
it out. Not in the daylight.
In the daylight, you say. The daylight is the best place to find Pelor.
No, don't do that. You'll kill him.
I thought there
Kill
wasn't
who?
anything in the basement.
There isn't.
So then what are we going to kill?
A contradiction.
All right, fine. Strahd turned my son.
Turned him. As
Go
in a
better.
vampire.
Yes. I've been praying every morning and every night to the Morning Lord to cure my son of vampirism.
You realize there is no cure for vampirism.
Divine. If you believe, it will happen.
My friend, a cure is not always a simple spell. Pelor brought us here to help you. Now perhaps we can find a way to help your son.
Roll me a charisma check.
Shit, yeah, dog.
Diplomacy or whatever you want to use.
Well, I got 19 on the die, so
You-
let's
Whatever
not
you
worry.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, how can I help you open that door?
Look, perhaps there is a way we can bring your son back to life. There's no undo button for vampirism, but maybe we can find a way. Yeah, I'm sure you are familiar with the resurrection.
I'm sure he would. I can't. My God does not bless me with that bell.
We can find a way. You can keep him safe until we find the method to return him to life. Pelor will provide. The light shines everywhere. He may no longer have the lantern of life inside of him, but we could bring it back.
The light does shine brightest in the darkest of night.
Shit, yeah, dog. Then, onward. You stay back.
Don't hurt him too much. Be quick.
Oh, it
Very
won't hurt.
well.
It won't hurt a bit.
Onward.
All right. Go ahead and
Noctra, get that door
attempt
open.
to
Can
open
you-
the door.
Can you tell him to be calm?
At this point, knowing that the door is rough, swollen in place, I would use guidance to give you a D4 to your strength check as well. Pelor, watch as Pelor guides our friend here to rip the door from its hinges.
Do I still have mage armor?
Yeah.
That was awful.
Well, add
Plus
a
a D4.
D4 to the awfulness.
Yeah, because the D4 is going to make all the difference when you roll a 9.
Well,
Plus 1. So that's 10.
Mickey's got
Plus your strength.
Popeye look going on here. She's
I
rubbed her eyes
heard-
so
It's
much.
only because she started rubbing it. It wasn't.
Yep.
It was fine until she rubbed it.
But it felt so good when I was doing it.
It was fine until she rubbed it, and it felt so good while she was doing it.
14.
That is enough to yank the door open.
It is? Excellent.
It's just a
Noctra
door.
works out.
Yeah.
She's a
All right.
house.
Huh?
Now the door is open.
The church's undercroft has rough-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wood pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner.
Don't let its shape fool you. I've come up against these monsters before. They're stronger than they appear.
I'll reach to recast light on my shield
Uh-huh.
and say into the darkness, into the corner, "Come into the light of Pelor, my son. We will take care of you."
And when the light shines upon it, Doru, here in the pictured on the right side here,
Oh, he's kind of freaky.
he screams, "I can smell your blood!
Well, good.
Give it to me!"
Means I have
And roll
to.
initiatives.
Smell your blood.
I,
Hey, I might not be going first this time. Well, I'll be going before him. You ready, Mick?
I am.
I have a 12 for Calvin.
A total of 13 for me.
Aha.
6 for the Doru.
And 8 for Noctra.
Wow. What, Kurt, for Tielen, what's your actual initiative modifier? Dex modifier? 2. Okay. So I think, well, I have a 1, you have a 2. Do you have any Dex modifier?
Yeah, 0.
Okay. So we're not really all that dexterous, but that's okay. We'll just trot upon them until they die.
Charisma is where I've got it going on.
All right, so who's up first?
That would be Tielen.
All right, so
Start us off.
we're definitely in combat.
What'd you say about which number?
6.
What would you give us as an approximate distance between us and Doru?
Doru is in the far left. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60 feet.
Can you
Okay.
click on?
So northwest, you mean?
Yep, he's as far away from those stairs as he can be.
Okay.
So he's this corner.
Yep.
So he's in
It's
the,
not
like,
communicating anymore. So
dim light. So if we put him over there, we'll just do a couple of things here to help us out visually.
Yep.
So Tielen, you're down here. I'll say that's you for now. And I put it right on a 20. Noctra, you can be white.
Why I gotta be white?
Why? And I'll be blue. Bluish, greenish.
Oh, don't be blue.
All right, so Tielen, what you got?
I am going to cast Magic Missile as a second level spell,
All right.
and I am going to spend a sorcery point to empower it if I can, which lets... Oh, no, wait. No, I don't want to do that. Can I twin it on the same target?
No, it must be a second target.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go with a second level Magic Missile, which adds an extra dart. So 4 darts total. D4, right?
Yep.
D4 plus 1. Oh, that's not a D4.
That's a D8.
Could I borrow a D4? Sorry, everyone at home. Yay.
Yay, it's Kurt.
I mean, you could just roll a D8 and just divide by 2.
I could. All right, here we go. 1 plus 1, 2 on the first one. 2 plus 1, 3 on the second one. 1 plus 1, 2 on the third one. And 3 plus 1 is 4 on the
So
last
11
one.
damage.
But I can use a sorcery point to re-roll a number of the damage dice up to my charisma modifier by using my empowered spell, which I would like to do, and I'd re-roll 3
The
of them.
first 3?
Yeah. So I'm keeping the 3
3.
plus 1. 4 plus 1.
That's a good
So
one.
there's 9.
2 plus 1.
So 12.
And 1 plus 1.
So
14.
14 damage.
14.
Yep. And
14 unerring damage.
Yep. And so that is 1 spell slot of my meta magic. Okay. And that's a second level spell slot.
All right.
Cool.
So I think I'm up next, yes?
Correct.
All right. Then as a what you call it? As a mercy to Donovich, and as Pelor wants to bring his light to this creature, I will cast a guiding bolt at him.
We're bringing out the
guiding
big
bolt
guns.
is a level 1 spell, and I make a ranged spell attack against the target. That'd be 17.
That will hit.
Okay. And let's see, blah 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 blah. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage. So that's 4, 6. Wow, 7. Wow, 4d6. I got 7 radiant damage. And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical light glittering on the target from Pelor.
All right.
So Pelor, bring your light and end this misery quickly. Next.
Next is Noctra.
And I don't need to move any closer to do that with a 120-foot range.
1, 2. I'm trying to figure out if I can get to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get to him.
You can
7,
get close
8,
enough
unless
to
I-
perform your duties as meat shield, though.
Unless I double move.
You know,
Tank it up, baby. Tank it up.
2, 3, 4, 5. But if I double move, I can't hit.
You can't hit anyways. You don't have any ranged attacks anyways.
No, but I mean,
But
if
if
I
she
double
double
move,
moved.
I'm next to him and I can't swing.
So you're gonna let him move next to you and swing? Because it's really the same thing one way or the other. Now you can double move, or you can single move, and then perform a.
Charge or
Or
something?
No, it's in the player handbook. The options you could have other than attack, you can go defensive
Right.
and
Yeah.
cause him to have disadvantage on his attacks to
That's
you.
dodge, I think.
Dodge, yes.
No.
So I would 1, 2, 3.
So you could move up to him
1,
and dodge.
2, 3,
Yes.
Move up
4,
to there and dodge.
5. That's as far as I can go.
So
Alright.
you can't attack, so you go into dodge stance.
Go into my dodge stance. Bring it on.
Alright, so he has disadvantage to hit you.
You
Okay.
undead abomination.
Right. And he comes up and he wants to suck the life out of you.
Now, I did radiant damage to that.
You did.
Was it noticeable that it did any extra damage? Did it do any extra damage?
If you would have noticed anything, you would have noticed that the healing he was already undergoing from the force damage stopped.
Aha. Important to know.
All right,
What you
he's
got?
gonna walk up next to you and swing.
Better.
That is a 19 to hit.
Oh, snap.
Well,
You didn't do
disadvantage. 19 to hit, anyways.
You didn't do your protection thingy?
No.
No, I did not do the Shield of Faith yet. Right now, I'm holding on for the ability to heal.
3. So that'd be
Figured I would
6
do a lot
damage.
better than what I did for damage.
Then he will attempt a second attack. That's going to be not. Yeah, it's not going to be known. So 6 damage, as he rakes a claw across your neck, as he's scrambling to try to get the bleeding going.
He wants to drink you. All right, so then I think we're back to Tielen.
Back to me. Excellent. So this time I'm going to go with Firebolt.
You guys
Alright.
smell that ozone?
Is that what that is? I thought it was
3 plus 6, 9.
You do have advantage from guiding bolt.
Oh,
Kurt. Yes, the
So
next
I get to roll
attack
twice?
has advantage.
Sweet. 'cause
Yeah.
that wasn't going to do it, I don't think. This
That
one
might.
might 16 total.
16 will hit.
Yes. And this is a
Nice.
1d10.
So the light of Pelor guided
The
your
light of
spell.
Pelor did guide me, and I think that's just a total of 5 damage on that.
All right.
Double check that.
You don't get to add anything yet.
Yep. Yep. At level 5, I get to roll another d10 on that. 2d10 is pretty sweet for a cantrip.
It
Yeah.
sure as heck is. Well, I'm going toward Sacred Flame again. The light of the flame of Pelor will attack.
Well, Sacred
you.
Flame is he got to make a.
He has to make
A
a
reflex.
dexterity
That's
saving
a
throw.
heck of a
DC
nice
of
roll
13.
that you just got
yeah,
there.
I just freaking rolled a 17, but I don't roll to attack.
Nat 20
Hey, you can't do
Seriously?
dodges it nimbly as heck.
that. Okay.
Hecky Becky.
All right, go, Noctra.
Go, Noctra, go, Noctra, go, go, go,
Take your
Noctra,
fingers
stop.
out your
roll.
eyes and get them on your dice.
Hurts. I should not have rubbed my eye. Divine.
It hurts so good.
Alright. We're going to slash this
Biatch.
undead abomination.
Are you going to do power attack?
18. What is he, a vampire?
Vampire spawn?
Yeah. So -5, so that would actually be 13 plus... What's my to hit? 8? Nope, 7.
So 20?
20.
Okay.
Hits.
So, and I'm also going to
Smite.
smite.
All right.
So I need those d8s again. So it's going to be 3d8. 1, 2, 3.
It's going to be 2d6, 3d8, plus 15.
2d6.
Good gosh, man.
2d6, 3d8 plus 15.
She got it.
Here we go. And I'm going to roll with one eye open. With one headlight. Oh, I can't even see. Okay. That's 6.
You want me to count it for you?
12, 20, 25,
Plus
30,
15.
40, right?
40
40
damage.
freaking damage.
And yeah, you cleave a massive slash through his rib
Add another
cage.
5 because of this.
We don't need to.
Oh, I just
I added it in already. That's
Oh,
what
you
the
added
15
it?
is. Because it's
Oh,
plus
'cause
10
it's
plus 5.
10, yeah.
Okay. Is he no longer...
No, he's still around.
Okay. Then
And-
what does he do?
He's going to attack back.
Oh, snap.
Not at disadvantage this time.
Okay.
That is not going to do it, though.
All
Second
right.
attack.
Oh, a second attack. What's he doing?
That's not going to do it either.
Is this
A 4 and a
claws?
5 on the dice is not going to cut the mustard.
And
Ew.
like she's just
Rage.
raging out. You see just like rage in her eyes.
Oh, snap.
Blue flame.
Blue flamers.
All right. And then back to the top of the order. That would be Tielen.
Right. So he is actually going to cast Frostbite this time, which, well, let's see if we hit first. 10 plus 6 hits.
Hits.
16. So this is only 1d6, but then he will have disadvantage on his next turn.
Disadvantage to what?
His next weapon attack roll.
Weapon
which
attack roll.
Unarmed counter. So 6 on the dice.
Very nice.
Nice.
And then Calvin.
Okay. I
Have you
think...
noticed it? Sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
Tielen,
all right.
he likes to mix it up. He goes like fire,
does.
ice, chrome. Like,
I see that.
He doesn't like to stick with the same damage too much.
Very nice.
That's-
Indicates that wild side.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's important. I am going to...
Meanwhile, Pelor is all radiance and light.
Yeah.
He knows what he knows.
The sacred flame of Pelor again. Don't make your saving throw.
That
Good.
will not do it.
Then this is going to be radiant damage of 4. Gosh. The light hitting that right. I'm like, there's no X on that die.
All right.
And that'll be it. I guess I'm going to step a little closer, bridge half of the distance so
All
I
right,
can
and then
watch
Noctra?
Noctra. I need to make sure she stays healthy.
Yeah. She's getting there. She's bloody.
Yeah. We shall
All right.
see.
Disadvantage. Or not
Negative
disadvantage.
five.
Negative 5. Ooh, I should not have done that. There's a 3 on the dice.
Oh, my.
So
It wouldn't have
may
hit
not
3
anyway.
plus
Yeah.
7 minus 5.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. Even without the minus 5, it wouldn't have worked.
Nope. You swung and a miss.
There's something in my eye.
It's your hand.
It's your thumb, yeah.
Your entire hand.
That hurts.
And it's going to swing back. That's not going to do it. The 4. An 11 will not do it either.
So it's just comical right now.
Yeah.
We're both just like, swing,
The
swing.
whiff. You could probably just hear the sounds. Whoosh, swoosh,
And he's like, why can't you just feed me?
Why can't you just die?
I think Tielen's going
Thielen.
to take another shot.
Is it back up
Tielen
to
gets
me?
the
Oh, yeah.
shot.
All right, we're going
We
to
only
go.
got 4 things going, and we're 3 of them.
Is he pretty bloodied at this point?
He has a gigantic gash exposing his entire chest cavity.
Give him a chromatic wedgie.
I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'm going to do Chromatic Orb, throw the little spear at him,
Okay.
and make my ranged spell attack. It was kind of cocked, but
Roll again.
it was an 18.
It was cocked.
Kinda.
Now it's a 9 plus 6, 15.
That will hit.
I'm going to choose... I'm not aware of a particular immunity with him, am I?
Take a wild guess. I don't think they
mean,
actually have an immunity,
That
but
they
Resistances.
regenerate.
Yeah.
I hit him with radiant damage, and I noticed last time he didn't heal when I did that, so I'm continuing to try and hit him with radiant damage.
I don't have any radiant. I'm going to try Thunder, just to see if Thunder damage does anything different.
All right. The thunder, the prismatic orb enters his chest cavity, and a thunderous retort blows it apart.
Oh,
And he
that
collapses
sucks.
to his collapses to the ground.
You had 1 hit point?
He had 5 hit points.
So my 3d8 would have taken care of it.
I'm assuming, unless you can roll 3 ones. Let's see.
Well, I came close with my 3d6.
4d6. 4.
There you go. That was enough.
6.
Yeah.
Nice. So I love the idea of chromatic orb. You're literally throwing out a 4-inch little tiny sphere at the dude, and it does whatever damage you pick while it's in the air. I like it.
That's very cool.
Cool little first level spell.
And Doru has fallen to the adventures of the Pelor's prophets.
Okay, loot the body.
Loot the body. He has a tattered robe.
We don't want it.
Actually has some.
Okay.
But I want to do a little Mortician's tidying up before we let his dad.
See him.
Is he going to be resurrectable, or did I just blow him to
No,
pieces?
it's just flavor text.
Yeah.
He's resurrectable.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going. Same thing, flavor-wise. Let's make him look a little presentable. You know, maybe fold that piece of skin over that hole and
Pick up the various ribcage shards, kind of just drop them in the cavity.
That's awful.
And now we can let Donovich know.
Are we going to carry him upstairs?
Well, Donovich, do you want your son? Do you want him brought up here, or would you keep him
Are you
down
sure he
there
will not
to
rise
preserve
again?
him? As long as you preserve the body, he will not rise.
Wash him.
Pelor will not allow it. Look, let me show you in your book the spells you can use to keep the body preserved.
Wash him. Bathe him. Clothe him.
Don't feed him.
Don't feed him. Pray over him. Don't feed him after midnight.
Yeah.
Pray over him.
Ever get him wet.
And never, ever get him wet.
All right.
Okay.
So you show him the gentle repose.
Yeah, show him the magics, the spells, the prayers that he needs to
And he's
keep
like,
his
I've
son.
learned this one before. Yes.
Very well. You keep that going. You've been praying for a year. You know what it's like. Keep it going for him. Keep him safe.
All right.
Keep it secret.
You're much closer now than you were before.
Yes. You are now a real spell away, a real prayer away, because that prayer could come true.
We should ask him if he knows anywhere
Especially if you know Pelor.
where they may have a teacher or a scroll or something for the spell.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. Is there? Do you know where we could find the scroll to help the resurrection?
The Argenvost may have something.
Somebody
it
else will
was
have to
a
remember that.
keep that was housed paladins.
Okay.
Maybe there.
Is it near here?
Argenvost is at least 3 or 4 days away.
Now, from here, if we say this is currently wrapped up, is that right?
The church
Kind
scene
of wrapped
is
up.
wrapped up, yes.
So
We
we
do
need
need
to
to-
get word to the burgomaster's daughter
Uh-huh.
to let her know that they can bring the body here to be buried now. Do we have to play that through? Is there more to it than that?
We can. Let's
Okay.
go back toward the house.
All right.
There's
So
something I
let's
want to
go.
do here.
Let's go notify her. And the whole way back, I'll mention how it was the light of Pelor that took care of everything. for
So
us.
on
I
your way
don't
back,
know. The light of Pelor didn't save me.
you hear the
Didn't
sound
keep
of
him from touching
small wooden wheels rolling across damp cobbles. You trace the lonely sound to a hunched figure bundled in rags, pushing a rickety wooden cart through the fog. She's stopping house to house and one single rap on the door.
Is she shouting, "Bring out your dead"?
She's not shouting, "Bring out your
Okay.
dead." But she's avoiding some houses and only doing houses where the door is actually answered. And words are exchanged. She hands them something. Someone hands her something back.
Let's investigate.
All right? So as you're walking up, she's made her way to the next door. And the person answering she gives them a lot more than what she has been giving other people, and they hand her a sack. And the sack is moving.
What do you have there? What's in the sack, lady?
What's in the sack?
It is my payment.
For what?
Oh, for my dream pastries.
Can I see what's in the sack?
Oh, no, you can't. It is my payment.
I want to see what's in the sack. What's in the box? What's in the sack, lady?
I don't know what you speak. It is my payment.
What's in the cart?
Oh, pastries. Would you like to have one? One silver.
No, thank you.
They're delicious. They take away all your worries. And that's all anyone has here are worries.
I have one last divine sense left.
Okay.
So she winks at the lady.
So she winks at her?
Mhm.
Determinatively. Determinedly? What is it, Kurt?
Is she determined?
Yeah.
In a determined manner.
Itively?
Tipley.
Her mannerism is...
This lady is not an undead, celestial, or devil, or demon.
Is she
So-
evil? Or do we not get evil?
It doesn't
does
really
not detect
come
evil. Did not detect evil.
Okay.
It's just
I keep
celestial.
thinking of it as detect evil.
No,
Okay.
it's divine sense.
Huh.
So I
will-
don't sense
a
it's
witch?
at 60 feet.
Probably you sense another house with zombies in it.
Ah.
Somewhere in the neighborhood, but...
Can I knock on the door and see who's inside?
Right, you knock on the door, no answer, but the door does kind of a little bit. And when you peer inside, it looks like a man and a woman, and they're laying just kind of on the ground in a stupor.
So they're high.
Yes, in a sense.
They're,
All their worries have been
they're
taken
dreaming.
away.
Perhaps from the dream pastries.
The dream pastries. And the sack that is still wriggling? Is it making any noise?
No, it's not making any noise, but it is wriggling. It's like it's moving around.
Can I do, I don't know, what would it be, like a medicine check or something on them to see what
You want to go in and look?
is? I mean, I'd like to take a look.
Okay.
They're not too
So
far
you go
from the
in,
door.
like a doctor, you know, their pupils are non-responsive.
Okay.
They are alive, but they are incredibly high.
Okay. And the sack is on the floor?
No, the sack is over her shoulder. She's put it on her cart, and
Okay.
she's beginning to walk away.
So is there they ate something. Is there the empty container of what they
No,
ate?
it's just they ate the pastries immediately upon
Okay.
receiving them.
I'm significantly freaked out by this. We can go.
I want to know what's in the sack.
Take one. Pay for it. We have the money.
No, in the sack, not in the pastry. We know what's in the pastry. Look at them.
Yeah, the sack was the payment that the people gave to her for the pastries.
And it was moving, yes. The sack.
And it's like a potato sack, a very large burlap sack.
Ah,
So it's not something small.
I think it's a child.
could be.
Wouldn't Pelor want us to save that child?
Maybe.
I want to save the child.
Very well.
We run up and catch up
We
to her.
can bring the light
Okay.
of Pelor to the child, as long as you let me talk to the child.
I think the
first.
lady wants to hear about Pelor.
Oh, you think she does?
I think she does, Calvin.
I think this is the scroll for her.
You need to go talk to her about Pelor while I take the sack away.
So you're going to go up and
Yeah.
demand to know what's in the sack?
Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of Pelor? Can I teach you a new thing about life?
No,
and
you can be
light
gone.
And flame.
I do not want
Might
to...
I be able to find a way to sufficiently
Do you or do
distract
you not wish to have a dream pastry?
Of course I do.
Then 1 gold, please.
Is she,
One gold.
Which is
now,
silver.
the whole
a minute
idea
ago.
here is to distract her so that Noctra can do something. What do you want me to...
The sack is in the cart.
Can I? Okay, so it's in the cart. He's distracting her. Can I open it? Like go I
You know, like a dagger and cut it open?
and cut it open.
All right, there's a little boy in there.
Wonderful.
And she goes, "What are you doing?"
Why do you have a child in here?
"He is my payment."
Children are not payment.
"They are.
For what?
He will be put to work."
Where? Do you take children as slaves?
"In Barovia."
I like this town less and less. I will not tolerate children being used as slaves.
"Then fine. Take him. Leave me be."
Where are the rest of them?
"What?"
You said he would be put to work. Where?
"In my home.
So there's more of them?
There's no children at my home now.
Where did they go?
There's no children at my home now. What gives you the idea that I have more than one?
You said they will be put to work.
He will be put to work, not they."
Cards are marked, lady.
I have no idea what that means.
We didn't know what it meant last time she said it either. So she's cheating? She has marked cards?
It's marked.
Your number is wrecked.
And she
Should we let her go and follow her?
picks the kid up by the scruff of his neck, and his hands and arms are bound. She throws him to the ground. "Be gone. Leave me. He's yours now."
I give the kid one of my pamphlets, my little Pelor scrolls.
Okay.
How about you untie him first, Calvin?
As I untie him, of course. Gosh. You're so crude, Raven Queen follower thing. Pelor. So untie him, give him the scroll. When your parents wake up, let them read this to you. It is a good story.
Okay.
And shoo him back into
No.
the house. He doesn't know anything.
Don't go back home.
Why?
Go to the church. Help the priest. Tell him we sent you.
Oh, okay. It's safe there now?
It's safe there now.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, Donovich is still batshit crazy, but it's safe.
It's more safe than it was. And don't go out at night.
Well, yeah, that's understood.
Just reminded.
Okay.
We need.
And by the time you turn back around, the woman's gone, but you don't remember hearing the clacking of the wooden wheels anymore.
Strange. I don't remember hearing the clacking of the wooden wheels.
So we can't follow her. We don't
Go,
know.
Pelor. Then let us proceed to the burgomaster house.
All right.
Yes?
I feel like we missed an opportunity.
We saved someone. It'll come back to us. That kid's going to grow up to write a resurrection scroll, and we need
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
we should go back to the daughter and see if we
I
can get her
cannot
father.
remember her name.
Irina.
Irina.
And that's like a normal name.
It's
I
a
should
normal
be
name,
able-
right?
yeah.
Not Donovich.
Arena.
They're all
We need
very
to go
Russian
back
names.
to Arena and help her put her father to rest.
All right. You go back. Now that the situation's been taken care of, she, receives you. Asked you to be pallbearers.
Ismark home?
With
there?
Ismark.
Okay.
Asked the three of you plus Ismark to be pallbearers.
Okay.
And you make your way back to the chapel.
We really could have used that kid to carry this damn heavy coffin. Go, Pelor.
Kolyan Endirodovich is interred at the cemetery.
Groovy.
And Irina turns to you and goes, "All right, where now?"
We've got to kill a vamp.
Donovich mentions that a good place to keep her safe might be the Abbey of St. Markovia.
Very well. I
Keep
can
Irina
deal with
safe?
an abbey.
In order to keep Irina safe, put her in an
Yeah.
abbey. But Ismark is insistent that she go to Valeki,
What's Valeki?
another town. It's
Another
further away. It's outside of Strahd's gaze. Like
Well,
you can
let's
literally see Castle Ravenloft from
Okay.
Barovia.
Let's get her to the abbey, and then if it is not safe, perhaps we go further.
Oh, Valeki is actually you're going to come across Valeki first.
I thought you said it was further.
Not Abbey's further away.
Well, then.
But the priest isn't he's like, that's where you need to take her. And Ismark's like, no, Valaki is fine.
Why is he insistent?
Because it's an abbey. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Consecrated ground.
They ought to
Exactly.
be able to keep a vampire out of the abbey.
Is Ismark opposed to us taking her to the Abbey? Or
no, but it's his idea versus another person's idea.
Right.
Abbey.
Abby,
I say she goes to the abbey.
Okay.
we've got to take care of this vampire.
All right.
Let us proceed.
So you make your way westward out of town with Irina in tow.
And
So that's-
Ismark is going to stay home.
Ismark's
Is he
going
in
to stay
town?
home because he's now burgomaster.
Aha. He is now the mayor of Craptown.
He is not a mayor of Craptown, for sure.
Poor feller.
Let's move the player tag
Hey.
back over here.
All right. So now we're leaving the village of Barovia, which is on the east side of the map,
Yep.
and we're headed along the red road, as
Yep.
it were. Probably
Follow
covered
the
in blood, would be my
red-
guess.
And then you're going to follow the Iris River.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess it kind of does meander along both the river and the road. And we find our way to, was it the Abbey? Is that what we're
Iblis.
going?
Iblis River.
Iblis, yes.
And let's see. 1 second. Why?
Is that
Yeah.
Valaki up there?
N.
That's Valaki, yeah.
N is Valeki. Yeah.
Okay. It's on Old Milosevic Road.
Old Spalich.
Yeah, that too.
All right, so you're following the river along,
Yep.
and the road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There is a clearing here next to the river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside of the ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge.
Now, this is not an abbey.
This is not an abbey. This
Okay.
is
This is,
An
we're just
encampment.
bringing this up on our screen here for us to see. If I can actually zoom in properly.
Do we see people? You saw
Yes.
the 8. Would you say 8?
there's a
Well, there were
number.
horses,
There's a
right.
number of these gypsies. You can see at least 12
Right.
standing around, sitting, telling stories. There's 8 drinking or
Horses.
dancing. There's 8 horses,
Yeah.
and there are 3 wagons in sight? 4 wagons
4.
in sight.
Are they dressed like the woman at the bar?
The 3 women at the bar, yes, and the gentleman that brought you the note.
Okay. Tielen, it's your chance to redeem yourself. Maybe you can get unshunned. Go, Pelor.
So my sense when they left me at the bar, and maybe I misunderstood, but they asked if we had accepted the task of coming to rid of the evil, and then when I said that we had, then they instantly cooled and left. So my initial interpretation at that time was that they were evil or working for the evil side, perhaps. So
Interesting.
I would be cautious. Now that is not necessarily the case. They could have been going to report that we were here to help. Who knows? But my initial reaction was that perhaps they were not going to be on our side. So I would be cautious here. I would like, before I just go in and start chatting with them, I can be pretty stealthy. I'd like to kind of, if I can, try to sneak up and see if I can overhear any conversation or anything that would be of interest before we just march in.
Okay.
So, you want me to make a stealth check or
Sure.
anything?
So it's not at all obvious that they saw us or anything.
No, they're
Going about their
Yeah,
business. Okay.
You are the
One.
worst stealth.
I have a
person
+4 to stealth
ever.
at least, and I rolled a 1.
So I can imagine as we get close enough, Tielen turns to us and says, "Hey, I'm going to go check this out."
Right. Well, the good thing is I'm also fairly
Pilgrim?
charismatic, so if they see
Yeah.
me coming, I'll just turn it into, well met, friends.
Hey
Would you
there.
mind if...
I mean, you get welcomed in. Like they're already, most of them are already intoxicated. And you know,
So I would tell them that they have a beautiful spot on a fine evening. And
this is the Sayre pool.
the Sarah Pool.
Sayre, yeah.
And what is that? I'm new to the area. I know not of this place.
Oh, is this
Oh,
the one that's
it-
TSER?
TSER.
Yeah, with the
This is
silent
the
T.
best fishing spot in all of the River Ivlis.
Well, that's great to hear. Pelor loves fish.
Aren't
If you
you?
light them on fire.
Aren't you worried about being out here in the open at night?
Oh no, we cast many spells, so nothing evil can come within our camp.
Speaking of evil, did you know Pelor can squash evil like a bug? Let me tell you about Pelor. Can I get a couple of them?
Sure.
That'll
And
listen
they-
to me
I
preach
mean, they're already
about it.
telling stories, and they're more than welcome to allow you to tell a story,
Oh, fantastic.
especially a story they haven't heard.
There'll definitely be, especially if they don't know who Pelor is. There's going to be at least
They
a
have
couple
no
of
idea who
stories.
Pelor is.
Outstanding.
Do
So
I
I'll
see?
definitely do that for a few minutes.
Okay.
Do I see any vampire marks or markings on their necks?
No, you don't see any markings or anything like that. And he goes, "I'll see your tail and I'll raise you one."
Great.
A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing right now.
I look for
A
footprints.
very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls yonder. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled upon the wizard. Yet by his magic, he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him with a mighty wrath, the wizard's magic could no longer save him. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, to see if he had anything of value. But the river Iblis had already claimed his soul and spirited him away.
That's a great story. There's one like that from Pelor. I'll tell you sometime.
That's the second time we've heard today of a wizard here a year ago.
Donovich's
priest.
son had
Yeah.
the problem with the wizard, yes.
Donovich said
year ago.
the wizard is what caused him to
Yes.
become a vampire.
You know, I think another one has a story for you. You should see Madame Eva. Have you had your fortunes read ever?
You haven't been to see a madam in a while, eh, Tielen?
No, madam, for me. No, it's I've not had my fortune read since I was a child.
You should do it. Madame Eva, she has the gift of the sight.
Yes.
Sounds like witchcraft, but I'm up for it. Has she heard of Pelor?
I'm sure she has. If anyone's heard of Pelor, it would have
Great.
been her.
Here, you read this scroll. We'll go talk to the madam.
How much
Thank you.
time do we have to nightfall?
It's already night.
So do you really think we should be traveling at night?
We're not
You're
traveling. We're
already
in the
traveling.
camp.
You're
Yeah.
already somewhere you shouldn't be. But
Yeah. We're here.
this is as safe as it's going to be, especially if they say they had wards.
So maybe we should stay here.
Let's talk to the madam. And then perhaps they'll
Is she here?
extend. Yeah.
Yes.
She's
Within
one
the
of
camp?
Yes.
Oh,
Is she in the rectangular
She's
tent?
in the big tent.
Yeah, the big tent.
let's go talk to the madam. But watch our backs.
Very well.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Yeah.
Magic.
You calling yourself a tramp?
That was
That's whack.
One of my favorite Cher songs.
Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent,
She knows how
revealing
to
a
decorate.
low table covered in black velvet. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you have arrived. Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips. She goes, "You, son of Pelor, come sit.
This is kind of cool. Somebody who's heard of Pelor.
Really? Do
And-
you...
And you, daughter of the Raven Queen, come sit. Allow me to tell your fortune.
First, let me tell you. Do you know
And
what
you, mage of the wild, you come sit now.
I don't
Allow
know.
me to tell your fortune.
I don't like this lady.
Saddle on up here, Pilgrim.
What is it you wanted to say, dearie?
Do you know what you call a pile of kittens?
What?
A meowton.
I'm sorry. That just got me. It did. That really did. Thank you, Mickey.
Tielen
I
is actually
snorted.
Tielen is intrigued. He wants to go first.
How's that for a
And
fortune?
she's shuffling this
It'll
deck
be
of cards.
$100.
Shuffle. And she lays it out in a star configuration. And then she leans over and puts her hand over the first one. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your foe. And she flips it over. Oh, this is the missionary.
Wow.
I see a garden dusted with snow, watched over by a scarecrow with a sackcloth grin. Look not to the garden, but to the guardian.
Is this our combined fortune?
Yes. And she moves her hand to another card. Flips it over. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol
Sounds like
of
me.
great hope.
That's me.
Oh, this is the Abjurer.
Or not.
With this, I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to its highest peak.
Okay.
Moves her hand to another card, to the third card. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of literal sunlight.
Oh, yeah.
She flips it over. Oh, this is the charlatan. I see a lonely mill on a precipice. The treasure you seek lies within. Moves her hand to the fourth card, the bottom card. This card sheds light on the one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. She flips it. This is the broken one. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind broken, but his spells are strong. Moves her hand to the middle card. This card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will guide you. She flips it over. Oh, this is the marionette. Look to the great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. There, he waits nearby.
You get all this from reading cards, huh?
Oh, yes.
That's
The cards
pretty
allow me to
impressive.
see a great many things, son of Pelor. Do you remember when
I
your
do.
parents left you at the temple?
Yes. Well, kind of, sort
It
of.
was both a sad and a joyous day, was it not?
Yes.
And the priest, whatever his name was, she says it.
Yeah,
He accepted you willingly. He took you under his arm.
of course. The light was bright that day, too, yes.
And it's not just with him. She speaks something intimately about each of you, as if she knows everything about you.
Does she know of Tielen's pornography collection?
She does.
Where does he hide it?
Among your pamphlets.
It's Alt-Tab away.
starting to freak me out.
Oh, it is not. It is not that I seek. I just want you to know that I know of what I speak. I rhymed. Yes!
She does not seek to freak. May we rest here in your camp for the evening?
Oh, yes. Yes. Go and be merry.
I want to be Calvin. I didn't have to write that one down. So,
And I think that's a good place to end this episode.
So we have this is a Curse of Strahd mechanic. What was it you just did?
It was a tarot card reading. I did it with you earlier.
Yep.
And all I did was I recorded it just so we could get through this part quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is, it randomizes where the different pieces necessary to defeat Strahd are located within the map of Barovia.
Right, so it increases the replay value. For
It increases the replay value for sure.
And you used the Taroka deck, right?
I did. I actually bought the Taroka deck and used it.
Very cool. What did you think of that, Mickie? I saw you taking notes during that little card reading thing.
It's really neat. I like that little bit of mechanic. It, like you said, it randomizes it and it makes it fun. It's not just go through this house. It's not in order.
No, it's totally not a railroad. You guys can go from here straight to the Abbey if you want. From here, this first part isn't railroad for the most part.
Yeah.
From here, it's completely open sandbox. You can go wherever you want.
Very cool. So I think given the opportunity to rest, I would use the rest of my spells to make sure we're all healed up, then rest,
Okay.
and we can start fresh.
I'm at 20.
The next day. Yeah.
You could also use up your pool of healing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think between us...
Lay hands on myself.
You can lay hands on
I'm
yourself.
down 3 hit
I
points.
touch myself.
But yeah, we can definitely wrap this one up, and we will continue on our journey in the next episode.
Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
joining us, people.
And I was...
Thanks, JJ.
May the light of Pelor shine upon your genitals.
You know what happens when you get a bladder infection? You're in trouble.
Go, Pelor.
They've helped the priest with his son, had a run-in with the pastry hag, and helped out the burgomaster's daughter by helping to bury her father. We end this session with the card reading from the Gypsy Lady. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.